All right. Well, I'm really excited to have four-star crowns. Geralyn Camarillo, Arna Johnson, going to be sharing some information on how to create your why. So thanks for being on with us, Arna.
Super blessed to be here. Thank you,
Thank you,
David.
David.
All
Woo,
right.
we're excited.
Looking forward to this training. People always want to know, how do I create my why? It's the engine for your business. It's a big, important subject. But before we get into that, I love your story. Why don't you share your story and kind of how that connects to your why?
Oh, I'd be happy to do that, David. We are both successful photographers, six-figure earners with our own businesses here in Hawaii, right? So when Purium came into our life, we were at a point of where we were actually hit with the economic crash. And so what had happened was we had to close down our businesses, filed for bankruptcy, and then we were hit with losing our home through foreclosure. So it was a really tough time, and we were super blessed when Purium came into our life because we were struggling physically and financially.
Yeah, so I appreciate your authenticity. So obviously struggling physically, struggling financially. Unfortunately, lots of people are in that place. So how did your why, this big desire and need to earn some additional income, change the trajectory of your health, how did that fuel your business and your activities?
Well, first of all, we just love the products. We both had phenomenal experiences on the products. And so that we were just walking billboards, and what we ended up doing was partnering with our up team support, and they taught us how to use the simple system. We shared our photos and our short story in social media, and our Facebook pages just blew up. We had so many friends from across the country who were calling us and asking us, "What are you doing? We want to know." And so then they wanted to get healthier, and they saw an opportunity to make an extra side income, and we plugged into everything. We got our friends to plug in with us, and we attended all the events, and we got on all the calls. And basically, before you knew it, we're growing an organization of like-minded and like-hearted
Health warriors
to join us.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, good. Yeah. So that's important that, you kind of jumped in without fear because your why was so big, you just went public in a big way. And I think that authentic exposure and sharing is huge. So, here you are, you're in this financial challenge, having these health challenges. I'm sure you had some really big dreams. Tell us a little bit about, kind of the dreams and how you looked at life at that time.
Oh my goodness. So when that happened, when everything exploded and all these amazing successes were happening for the both of us and for others who were joining us, I'll tell you what, we have had, I don't even like to say dreams, visions and goals, of one of them being that attaining our family property on the beachfront had been tucked away. But when you have those kinds of goals and visions, it's like, how do you even get there? So after the experience with Purium, I mean, impossible turned into possible, if that makes sense. So our why from we need to get off, we don't want to be having food stamps, we got to just get our basic needs, it opened up this avenue of a much bigger vision and possibility for us.
Yeah, that explanation, Jared, is so on point. So many people have these beautiful dreams way tucked back, kind of in the back of their head and way out there, and they can't see through the credit card bills. They can't feel through the stress to connect the dots to get to that point. And so some people are working out of desperation, some people are working out of inspiration. How do you get people to just get started, to connect with their why on an emotional basis? What tools do you use? What words do you say? How do you get people to understand that?
Perfect tools, systems. This is what made us create that huge momentum when we first started, which was so simple. And I love this right here, David, the Fast Start Training Guide, page number 4. clearly states already what it is to help people start thinking about what it is, what their goals, what do they want out of Purium? Because we like to say that Purium is the vehicle and the why is our fuel, right? And so after checking off the little things here on page, whatever this page is, then we can dig deeper and ask the questions, breaking down for each goal, what they want out of it. So that's basically it. We both love to use the Fast Start training guide to help us.
Nice. Yeah, so I know that it's helpful to have those specific goals and then drill deeper into the feelings of those goals. Can you just share an example of that, or what that looks like, or what that sounds like?
Well, I remember speaking to one of a mom, and I said, what do you want out of this business? And she basically said, I would love to be able to just simply afford my kids' sports activity fees. And that's I feel like a very doable goal. And so I kept drilling and asking, why is that important to you? And it really came down to create less stress in her life. So even those minimal things that you would think would be minimum are really huge things that people carry around with them. So yeah.
Yeah, that's stressful when you're a mom and you want to be, the best parent that you can be. You love your child and you really want to give them everything that they deserve. And then suddenly you just don't have the money to help them to have an experience that they really want to have. That can be stressful. That can be frustrating. And so if you can unlock that, then that really is awesome. That why, like you say, becomes the fuel. So tell me, where you're at and the end of your story. You had this why, this little goal tucked away at the back of your goal when you first started out. You didn't have your own home, and so tell us that evolution.
It's been an amazing 4 years, David, and we're now at the point in our journey here where we are finishing up on some of the details, and everything is going to be just flowing sweetly, and we're at that point where we're going to be able to sign papers this year. And it's really been an incredible journey, and every time I think about it, I'm like, this has always been our dream, but this dream which turned into a goal, is now becoming a reality. And so the one thing I want to share here is that the more heart-based your why is, the more impassioned and focused you become on your goal.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can turn that into a reality.
Yeah, well, you two are fantastic examples of that. And the only way that you can get what you want is to help a lot of other people get what they want. So thanks for doing that, for being such a great example, helping so many people, and sharing your why here today with us.
Thank you, David. And thank you to everyone out there. Thanks for being the health warrior who you are. Go out there and be your radiant, awesome selves. Thank you.
Yay.